Appreciate you always being here. I want to, thank – we had a great crowd today. Great crowd. Obviously disappointing how we played. It's on me. We talked a lot about what we needed to do in this game. It was the first time I felt like we didn't follow through, really with the scouting report. But I do want to say this. I think Illinois is very good. So tip of the hat, they played really, really well. He's a really good coach. They got really good players, and we obviously have to play better, against a team of that caliber. But thankful that our crowd showed up. Thankful for their support. I thought for a few minutes there we played really good Rutgers basketball, but it's a 40-minute game, and just not on point the way we needed to be to beat a ranked team and a really good, well-coached team.
Steve, you did force 17 turnovers, but how do you account for 55-27 on the glass?
Yeah, I mean, that's the most turnovers they had this season. But, again, we just didn't do what we needed to do on the backboards. We didn't get our own offensive rebounds, and we missed a lot. And they manhandled us on the glass. And, I'm not happy with that. I know these guys. I think this team is good. We got to figure that out. Obviously, when you're playing a team, they had size at every position. Their point guard was 6'6", 6'7", and I knew that would be an issue for us, but didn't think it would be that kind of an issue. But tip of the hat, they had to go get them, and they did. And we had a few that came out of our hands, and we had some offensive rebounds that just got taken from us. And a lot of different things happen when you don't rebound like that. And they got us every which way you can get us on the backboards.
They came in with the best two-point defense in the country. I think you guys shot something like 25% on twos. How much of that was them making things difficult for you guys? How much of that was your guys struggling to score?
Well, I will tell you. I mean, they're very good. That's the first thing. But I saw them on tape a lot, and every game, seeing them live, you really kind of appreciate the size that they have. Hard to finish at the rim when big guys are all over the place. But I do think we had opportunities. Like, we had some layups we could have kind of – we got a couple in and out. We had a lob dunk that maybe could have got the crowd going. It was in and out. You need all those things to happen for you, and it didn't. But, again, that's a good defensive team, and they were much better than us today. And we got to get better. Well, these guys have prided themselves. We got some good leadership in this room, and we got to get better. It's a long season.
Steve, your starting five struggled opening both halves. Is there a thought maybe of shaking up the starting five going forward?
I mean, we just won 5 games in a row, so, and we settled in after that. But we'll look at everything. But, we won 5 games in a row with that starting 5, so that's not the first thing on my mind after a game like this. The backboards really are, and, we got to come out with a little more energy, obviously, in the second half. But we have been. Tonight was a night we didn't, and we'll look at everything. But, these guys are good, and we'll figure it out.
Coach, on that note, what did you make of how your team came out of the gate to start the second half?
Yeah, no, it was not what I wanted. I thought we ended the first half the right way. I thought we kind of took, it's always a game of runs. They made a run on us. We made a run, got ourselves back, where we needed to be. And again, the last game we started off, I think, a 23-7 run in the second half. So we had, and today we didn't. The ball wasn't falling. I was a little disappointed that, when the ball wasn't falling, I thought it affected our defense. And that can't be the case. This is one of those games where you could still, keep yourself hanging around if you just continue to, plug through some difficult stretches. And we certainly didn't do that in the second half today.
With what Terrence Shannon is able to do, I guess what makes him such a difficult player, just to kind of limit on both ends of the floor?
I mean, he's playing at an unbelievable level, and he's really not only is he a man physically and he's athletic as could be, but he's really shooting the ball this year. I mean, a huge. He must have spent a ton of time because he's really improved, and now he gets you in transition, he gets you in the half-court sets. I mean, he's playing as well as anybody in the country, and he's been around a while. He's mature. I thought we would kind of mix it up with him. It didn't seem like anyone we put on him really was able to affect. And he got us in transition too early, like just physically got us in transition. So, tip of the hat to him. He's improved a ton, and he was a good player before.
During late in the first half, during your guys' run, Austin Williams really seemed to drive that run. What did you see from him during that run throughout the game?
I mean, Austin, again, as a man, like he's been in these games and just trying to get him healthy, really, because he's going to help us a ton. He's real physical. He's able to score, but he's also able to defend. And, him, like when I look at minutes and I look at rebounds, like your minutes have to match your rebounds. And he was able to get 4 rebounds, and he's outsized in that game in a short period of time. And, he's got to continue to do that too for us. So got to keep him healthy, got to get him a really good feel for what we're trying to do. But, Austin, like Andre, these guys are veteran guys, and they need to help this team.
Coach Cliff went 3 of 10. He had 5 turnovers. What do you think they did that made it hard on him, and are you concerned at all about his offensive struggles?
Well, I mean, I just think, I thought he got some good post position. I thought he had a lot of shots that went in and out, and, it just wasn't his night. He did get 8 blocks, I think a career high, and Cliff does a lot of things for us. But, sometimes in this game you got 30, 31 games, whatever you have, sometimes it's not your night. And, he'll get back to work and, give them credit too. They put a lot of different bodies on him, and, they're very big and they're very physical.
Cliff is getting so much defensive attention, as you alluded to, Steve. How much of this is him having to get used to being tops on the opponent's scouting report?
Well, I mean, it always changes every year. When you're the top guy in the scouting report, and they had time to prepare for us too. They had a lot of time. He's going to get that. He's going to get that. And he has to be better than the scouting report. We talk about that a lot of times, and people think, oh, just throw them the ball down there. Well, they came with different looks, and they came with guys that were reaching around and coming from the backside, the front side, But Cliff has got to understand that, guys are keying on him when we throw him the basketball too. We had some turnovers, and we're getting better at not turning the ball over. But the ones we had, we're trying to force it into him at that time too. So, it's a team, collective effort. Cliff's good. Tonight wasn't his night, but, better days ahead, hopefully.
Coach, what lessons do you think your backcourt can take away from this as you move on and now focus ahead of Wake Forest coming up in a few days?
Yeah, I mean, I just think, our backcourt, first of all, just like they got a rebound for us. Very important at everyone. It's team rebounds. It's not me. And it's on coaches. It's on me to figure this out. I didn't have these guys where they needed to be with that. And I got to look at my approach. Like, we just didn't get them in a place where, transition D was huge and rebound on the ball was emphasized, enough. And I thought we did a great job with that, but, obviously we didn't. But our guards got to help out in that area. They got to block out. They got to corral long rebounds, and they got to stick their nose in there too and get them. But, that backcourt's interesting. Mike plays with great energy. Noah is crafty, and, Derek, it wasn't his night, but Derek's, continuing to improve too as a player, and hopefully it's Big Ten basketball. And you saw last night Purdue and Northwestern's good. I mean, people can say, and Indiana's, good. And you watch these teams play, they're really good. So we got to get better, and our backcourt got to learn lessons from today and take it with them as we move forward.
Last few here, Craig.
Steve, you guys went 9 for 23 on layups today. How do you clean that up going forward?
Yeah, we've been spending a lot of time in those areas, and again, they're the best 2-point defensive team in the country too. So you got to give them a little credit. They've done a really good job of keeping you away from the rim. We got to finish more layups. Cliff, a couple more dunks. We got to kind of take care of that. But on the backboards is where we were really hurt tonight. We could have withstood all that if we only limited them to one shot, and we did a better job on the backboards.
Last one.
Steve, you guys are going on the road next week 2 times, first time in a month. Do you feel like this team is prepared to go on the road, and is there anything you guys do this week to prepare for
Yeah, you got to keep getting better. That's every year, guys, with every team. There's a journey to your season. Hopefully, we took a punch today. We got to get off the mat. We're playing we play good teams for the rest of the year. So, we got to continue to get better. These guys work at it, which I like. We still got a lot of new pieces and going through some experiences for the first time with them, but we got to go on the road now and start, playing better basketball and huge tests coming up in the next couple weeks.